gentlemen, we are back in quarterfinals number 2 between the legendary Team ABM on the blue side and Team Celsius Esports on the red side. This is your caster Sarah. Alongside me, we have our co-caster Silverhawk. Silver, please take the stage.
Both the
Fireflies
teams,
born
they're
by the
quite
wind,
confident and they
guided
play at a
by
professional level.
lantern light.
So, what's the catch here going to be? I'm excited about is the bans because Apex, the J, the Radium, those people play really well at their roles. So, from the side of Celsius Esports, they could actually go for respect bans for them. But ABM could actually do the same for Super M because his chip is really good. So a chip ban could come really
Who
handy
said there are
from
no
ABM.
shortcuts in
Your
life?
team
I
is
literally
banning.
invented
Lee,
one.
as you mentioned,
I will
Silverhawk,
protect you.
Team
Your
ABM
team
should be
is
looking
banning.
forward towards that chip ban. But instead, they in the first ban they have banned out that Juxin, who is also very annoying in the mid lane. Asuna especially does not like that hero. Now. For the side of Team Celsius, though, they should be looking forward towards a Jask or Roger or even a Hayabusa ban.
Yep, that's true. That's true. And also, like, there's Lolita ban. Like, if they're planning to go for a projectile aimed heroes, I think Lolita is a good ban. But they could actually prioritize actually one or two heroes for them because these two teams really do play some mind
I
games,
see
and their
lots of
draft is
gray.
always
Your
so good
team
to
is
watch.
banning.
That's why it's going to be like really interesting what's going to happen. And Luhan, he actually decides to ban
My
out the
mission
Roger.
is to
Um,
protect
Your
I do think
team
so.
lives.
is
Like
banning.
ABM had the first pick, so it was better to ban out the Roger. But it would actually leave them with a lot of heroes open, like as you mentioned, the Hayabusa, the Ling, and the Hylos. You said, but I do think so. It's banned right now from the side of ABM, but they still have a lot of options open, don't you think?
A lot of options open. The high loss ban was very smart coming
Light
in from the
me
side
up
of Team
and watch
ABM,
the
but Team
Your
world
team
Celsius,
is
burn.
picking.
they have done their homework. They did ban out on that Xbox because they know what that Xbox did just in the previous round against Team Tapak Tamdam. Meanwhile, here Team ABM could actually be looking forward towards that Hayabusa pick
Rise
because Jay
and
is known
serve
to be
Your
good
me.
on
team
that
is
hero, but
picking.
instead they swap out Asuna for that Jask, as I was mentioning in the early phase itself, the Jask is a very scary pick in the current meta. And here the Ruby has been picked up in the goal lane by Luhan, one of the best meta goal laners right now, and Luhan is just scary on that hero.
And also to mention out, there's still a high and link both open. So Celsius could actually pick one of those heroes because Jay actually denied that pick and went for Zast. So they have the
I
chance
am
to
the
go it for
priestess
now,
of
but no,
primal
Your team
I
lightning,
do
is
think
the
picking.
live
hunter of
is
all
meme.
the
He's
evil
on that edit.
gods.
So the EXP and the gold lane has been confirmed from the side of Celsius
俺の
Esports and from the
刃
ABM.
いつで
They
も
still
闇に
have the
潜んでいる
Hayabusa and
ぞ。
Jay without any hesitation just locks onto that Hayabusa. From the Radium, he's kind of showing the Alice right now. But I do think so. A lot of marksmen would come handy because there's a Ruby. Oh, there could be a fighter onto the gold lane, like there's Mensitar open. So as a counter to that Ruby, just counter all of her dashes after every skill. The Mensitar could come really handy. Don't you think about a Mensitar pick over
Come
here?
on, Dexter. It's our
Your
showtime.
team is
Zatar
picking.
would be quite decent on the goal lane, but no, Radium decides to stick to its signature claw because he knows that Edith and Ruby are very tanky, and there would be a DHS marksman required to take them out. Hayabusa was
Evil
also
moves
locked in by
everything in
Team
the
Your
wind.
ABM,
team
but
is
zero
banning.
to here to counter the assassin with another assassin. He did pick up on that link.
Yep, that's true. And also, like the second phase of banning, now all that's left is to pick a good tanker for both of the teams. And I do think so. Like from the Celsius Esports, they would actually just respect ban all of the tanks from Apex because you can see there's already Lolita, Chip, and Hylos ban. So they could be a Kufra ban because you know how Apex is just playing a lot solid onto that Kufra. So I'm really expecting a Kufra ban. But what bans do you expect over here?
From the side of Celsius, yes, they could ban out on that Kufra. They could ban out on a Tigreal, which Apex does play in the roam.
True love
And but
is like
instead, they
blood.
did ban
Team
out on the
is
Kamila,
banning.
which is pretty justified considering we have seen Apex perform very good on that Kamla as well. On the side of Team ABM, they could actually be looking forward towards a mage ban or even the support ban, who would go very well alongside the Ruby and the Ling. Meanwhile, Team Celsius here again with the last ban. It should be another Rome or even the Terizla in the EXP lane because Mirio, he is known for those penalty zone sets in the EXP lane coming from his Terizla.
That's true. And also about to mention, his Paquito is really well. So he, actually plays out Paquito and out rotates his laner. And just, he ends up in every fight and gets out the marksman. Like his rotation is totally top notch. And I'm excited, like, if they're going for the Paquito because they already have like one or two diving heroes. It's like Haya, there's Claude. And also, like the Zask uses the Nightmaric Spawn, he could actually, sustain all the damage from Edith's Primal Wrath because all those three picks are really, just going to brawl the total team fight because there's Rubies, I'm offended. There's also Onward and Earth Shatter from Edith. So a lot of CC coming in from the Celtics is going to cause that Claude and the Hayabusa a lot of trouble to just engage. But from the ABM, they could go possibly a setup for themselves because as I mentioned, the Gofra is banned, so the Tigreal is still open. But if the Tigreal uses the implosion, there's Ruby to just disrupt the ultimate of Tiger.
Exactly, the Ruby would be a very good counter for their Tiger because he's going to flicker in with his implosion, but Ruby's second skill is just going to cancel out everything that the Tigreal is going to do in the team fight. Meanwhile, here Team ABM seems to have banned out on the
Command
Vexana. The
confirmed.
Vexana, though, it's
Rhino
a pretty
online.
decent considering she can melt out just spawn with her passive. But instead, we can see that here Team Celsius is actually looking forward towards a set tank. That's pretty much a front line on top of front line on top of another front line.
Oh my god, that comp is so tanky. Only the diving hero I see is Link. Like he'll just use it as a clean sweep. Like he'll just go dive inside after the team fight and he'll try to clean up the whole mess. And Apex has locked down onto that jawhead. I do think some mind games have been played over here. And in rotation, while the rotation, he could actually go for the Link's buff, like just using the smart missiles to take one of his buffs. But Mirio could possibly take a dive in hero. I do think so. Yujong would
Let
be a
them play the
better pick right
hero.
now, but it depends on the execution how
This
they work,
world
right?
desperately
Yeah,
needs.
exactly, and that's just how ABM and Celsius like to work. Meanwhile, Apex here on that global jaw X global jawhead, he is coming back with that signature pick once again. And what do you think is going to be the last mage pick from the side of Team Celsius, considering they have so much of frontline and dive potential from the lane? Do you think that this Paramis could actually be a good pick?
I would say the Black Dragon form in the team fights would actually bait out the ultimate of the Netherrealm from the Faramis. So it would actually work, but after the Netherrealm has been over, it would cause them a little trouble. And I do think so. Nox, like he was pretty confident onto that Faramis, but looking onto the draft, he decides to pick the Aurora. Like the ultimate of Aurora is actually going to come really handy because there's Ruby, there's a lot of CC from the Celsius esports, there's Wild Charge from Grok, there's I'm offended from Ruby, there's a lot of CC. Aurora could just go inside and just use the ultimate as a damage. Like also the Frost could come, just give a lot of CC so that the Link could actually dive inside and secure a kill for himself.
Yes, I agree with you that Aurora pick is actually very smart considering she can cancel out the Hayabusa and Claude ultimates just when they are about to dive. And here we are, everyone, on to the loading phase. And as we can see, that Ruby is on that temporal ring, which means that her skills are gonna have a very low cooldown. And as we speak, we are into the land of dawn, ladies and gentlemen. Support your favorite teams in the chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And Silver, please go ahead with the rotation analysis.
I would like the Super M. He probably goes for the invasion, so I'm excited. Like if he wants to go because it's AVM against them. So, but yeah, I think he's sticking with his comfort. Look at that Super M. He wants to bait out the retribution of Jay. Like he's just casually going there on the wall. He just barely misses, but the retribution has been used up from Jay. Meanwhile, onto the side of Sales Esports, the blue buff has been taken from 0-2. I would think like he would be rotating onto the EXP lane, and the J, he would be rotating onto the gold lane, the Ruby. But the diving inside the Ruby would be optional because he will actually sustain a lot of damage. And actually, if they wouldn't be able to kill him inside the turret, they would actually lose a lot of utilities.
Absolutely. And here we can see that Apex is playing around in the enemy jungle area, providing the vision which Iradium and Jay need in their respective roles. And meanwhile, here we can see Ling clearing the small camp in the top region, probably a possible gank onto the Yuzhong, considering Edith has the early stun potential. And as we can see, there is probably going to be a three-man rotation coming in towards the EXP lane just before the turtle pops up in another 30 seconds. But Link has not yet reached his level 4, he just did. And here we can see that the Hayabusa is already camping up in the top area. And we can find out a possible gank in the EXP lane.
Oh my god, the Link's Typhon Sword is coming really handy. Like he's just casually stealing all the creeps from Hayabusa. And also the lethal, lethal commander was stolen from the Link. But meanwhile, onto the mid side, there's a lot of gang happening onto the Super M. But he still has the flicker too, yep. And he uses the flicker to just back off from the situation. Meanwhile, onto the 0-2, he still has the ultimate along with the retribution for him. Like, but Apex, he wants to bait the retribution of 0-2 along with the ultimate, so that the J could actually go for the turtle without any hesitation. But meanwhile, onto the bot side, there was like 1v1 brawl coming in, and onto the blue buff of the Link. They wanted to secure the blue buff of the Link, but meanwhile, the wall from the Super M would actually help that Link, and they won't over, but the wild charge coming in, just using casually, but Apex just goes back onto that flicker, and the Tempest of Blades has been used up. Meanwhile, the Nightmare spawn as well. He wanted to secure the kill onto the 0-2, but nope, it doesn't happen. Onto the turtle side, life is beam. He secures the first blood onto the Apex.
Oh my god, that was such a smart play coming in from that Edith, securing the kill onto Apex just before the turtle spawned up, which means, but Mirio managed to recover and secure the kill onto that Edith as well, which means that this might now just be a free turtle for the side of Team ABM, and yep, they managed to secure the turtle just like that.
Oh my god, there's a lot of team fight happening between like this top, bot, mid. There's a lot of team fights happening, and meanwhile onto the mid side, like the flickers, it was baited so nicely. The Apex, he knew that the wild charge was coming in. He just used flicker even before he was caught into the wild charge.
Yes, that's just called smart game sense, and that's what happens when you are a very, very experienced player. And here, Hayabusa using his overshadow ultimate onto that Aurora, who will be forced to flicker out. Her passive still remains, which means that she's safe for at least some time. Meanwhile, here, Apex is providing the vision which Radium needs to farm up on that Trinity items, and ejector being used up onto that Ruby, who will be using the I'm offended to stun him and dash away from danger. Super in there for the casual backup needed for that Ruby to survive this wave and recall and get her HP back.
SJ, like, oh my god, the ejector along with the unstoppable force has been used up to pick a kill onto the Super M. He still has the flicker with him, and most probably won't use the flicker, but the 0-2, I do think the buff has been stolen, but nope, and the I'm offended coming in from the Ruby. The J is in some dire position, he doesn't have the Court Shadow, and the Tempest of Blades has been used up in a defensive way to just back off from that situation. Like, everyone just focuses on his jungler. They don't care about the minions, the farm. They just want that jungler to get farmed up because it's all assassins.
And because Team Celsius knows that J is kind of the win condition for the side of Team ABM, especially the early snowball which Hayabusa usually does for his team. So they're gonna focus their skills to just pick him off and just stagnate his farm so that he can't keep up in level along with 0-2. 0-2 will have the retribution advantage for those jungle objectives such as the turtle and the lord, which just means that Team Celsius get the advantage overall.
Oh my god, the Frosty Breeze along with the ultimate of the Aurora and the Flicker. Oh my god, that Apex, what a play from the Apex. He just casually just went inside the death bush and he just came out like nothing happened. Meanwhile, onto the J, he wanted to secure a kill onto the Ruby, but the Quad Shadow has been used up. I do think the Turtle is going to be a big of contest because, like this fight even onto the Turtle contest for that. And the instrument force from the Apex has been used up for 0-2. Meanwhile, most of Mirio is in some dire position and the Turtle has been taken from J. They want to go for the kill. Tempest of Blades is used up along with the Quad Shadow. They will most probably take the kill and the Oki Shadow kill secures the kill onto the drop. Oh my god, it's going to be the double kill taken from the J and the Life is Need secures the kill. It's going to be the double kill from Ruby. What a team fight coming in and the backfire to the ABM from Luhan.
It was triple kill still secured by the Ruby. The damage coming in by Aurora and just Ruby with her crowd control was too much for the side of Team ABM to handle, and I think that was probably a four-man wipeout coming in by the side of Team Celsius. ABM also managed to secure 3 kills, while Jay sneakily stole away the tier 1 turret in the top lane. That was a very smart play coming in by ABM.
And also, like, I would like to mention one thing. Like, they got the turtle. Even if they lost their life, they took the top tier as a trade. Like, they didn't even lost any gold lead if you look onto the gold side. Like, and also, meanwhile, Super M in some dark position, the spawn, it's giving a lot of damage onto him and along slowing with him. Like, 0-2, I would think, like, he should actually farm for himself right now because he's just, casually waiting for the Grog to give a setup for him so that he could dive in and secure some kills, but that's actually not happening. And life is me. He's taking a few good pushes to, just mark out onto the Asuna so that he could actually bait the ultimate of Zask. And meanwhile, onto the bot side, there's nothing actually happened much. Only the brawls just casually happening. And onto the top side, they want to go for the engage. Like FX is looking for an engage. He's just casually hiding inside the bush.
Yes, as you mentioned. But ironically enough, even if you notice, even after dying once, Jay is actually ahead in level than the lane, which means the team ABM does still have the advantage for the jungle objectives, as the third turtle is going to be up in just 10 seconds. We can see that there's a possible skirmish in the mid area, and the Grok is just going to camp and provide the vision which Team Celsius needs. Meanwhile, on the goal lane though, Ruby is still just freezing the lane and not taking it. But in the meantime, we can see the Tempest of Blaze has been used up by the Ling as he secures skill on to Asuna. He will be going down before the turtle comes up. Radiant pushing in the top lane, just gonna come, and back in the mid lane, we can see that Jade tried a possible engage onto Aurora, but decided to back off considering she has a passive rock, pulling the turtle towards himself, but not much is gonna happen as both teams are gonna go back to farming before even trying to take the turtle, because what's the point in taking the third turtle anyway? The Lord is gonna be up in just 3, 2, and 1. The Lord is going to be up now. 0-2 managed to secure a kill on the Mirio once more.
Oh my god, no! With the Ogi Shadow kill, I do think so. The retribution play coming in from the 0-2 will take the turtle, and the Quad Shadow is still not available for the J, and he just falls into the hand of that Ruby. She's just going 4-0-3. What a gameplay coming in from Luhan. And also the bot tier has been falled off from the ABM. Like the turtle, the J was pretty confident on his retribution, but 0-2, like he just casually stole the turtle. It was so impressive to watch.
Yes, it was very impressive. You know that Celsius and ABM are just two of the best teams in this entire tournament, and here they are rolling it out in the mid lane for that tier 1. Asuna having to use up her ultimate. Joy trying to use his ejector onto that hero Grok in a bit of a danger. While Albert, no, he'll just gonna be flickering. No, he's just walking away from that fight like it was nothing.
Oh my god, the Emilio giving a big setup for his team. What a Petrify and the Furious Dive coming in along with Aurora's ultimate. And Emilio secures second on the Super M. He wanted to go for the overextension, and the Earth Shatter from Life is Me along with the Primal Wrath coming in from the Life is Me will give a lot of damage. But the damage from the pass is down, but the Aurora along with the passive just secures a life for himself, and the Ogi Shadow kill did not do enough damage to take the any kill. And the Ling, he's just baiting every ultimate so far so he could just dive inside. And Radium, he's probably alone over there, so 0-2 would most probably go for the kill, but the second skill of the Claude would actually save his life.
As you mentioned, and back then we did say that the Lord was gonna be up just like that. But you know what Team Celsius did? They just took the turtle. They said that we're ahead in fam. We're gonna take up that turtle, and that's it. And as we can see right now on the map, Radium is trying to take on that tier 1, but he will have backup. The ultimate was used up by Jawhead onto that, but Tempest of Blades used up. Jector used onto that Grok, but nothing much happening. Wild Shot being used up. Apex caught in the middle of 4 people. Aurora securing the kill while Mirio takes down the tier 1 in the mid lane.
Oh my god, and the Nightmare Spawn has been used up from Asuna as well. He wanted to give a lot of damage to the Luhan, but she's just healing up herself from those the spell vamp coming in from her. And the Super M, he's looking for an engage, but he still doesn't have the wild charge with him. Mirio, meanwhile, he's just looking on to the positions from everyone from the side of Celsius Esports. Meanwhile, Luhan just waiting out the Lord. I do think so they could go for the Lord, but God Shadow has been used up from Jay. So from the next 5 seconds he won't have it. But the Black Dragon form has been used up from the Dragon, and it's going to be the killing spree taken from the 0-2. Meanwhile, Jay, the 0-2 still has the Tempest of Blade with him to just back off from the situation, and the Unstoppable Force, along with the Tempest of Blades, has been used up from 0-2. They want to take the kill onto the Apex, and Apex falls down into the hand of that Grog. Meanwhile, 0-2, some fast hands coming in from him. He secures his life as well as two kills with him. And the Lord, if you look at the position of the Jay, he wants to steal the Lord. Meanwhile, onto the Life is Me who wanted to take the kill onto his ass, but the wall coming in from the Grog actually relieves the position of Jay. He won't be able to just steal the Lord at this point.
Very, very smart plays coming in by that Grok as well as the Aurora. And even Ling, Jay and Apex were just rushing on onto that Ling along with the conceal play. But that Ling just managed to run away from there like nothing happened, as well as secure a kill and then the Lord alongside his team.
Oh my god. What some mind plays coming in from Celsius as well as ABM. And the mid side, it's been forced way too much, along with the second skill and the ammo from it plays. But the Nightmare Spawn has been used up along with the Ogi Shadow kill from Hayabusa. He wants to take a kill onto someone, but didn't do enough damage to take. So he also wanted to bait out the passive of Aurora. But the damage, it isn't enough. And the Warcry, it is actually really handy for that Hayabusa. He's giving a lot of damage as well as the 8%, taking from the Warcry. And meanwhile, onto the ejector from Apex and the wild charge coming in. It's just a backfire along with the ammo funded play coming in from Wuhan. They're extremely low. They shouldn't focus at this point. Meanwhile, 0-2, he wants to just clean up from them along with the Tempest of Fate. Most probably has been used up. Jay still doesn't have the Ogi Shadow kill with him. Defense Sword wasn't able to just secure the kill. Meanwhile, Jay, he took down the kill, but the shutdown from Asuna with the spawn gave a lot of damage to that link. I do think so. The Lord is going to be over for the side of ABM because the resurrection time is still yet, and it's going to be 1v4 situation for the J
Oh
to
my
handle.
god, is this the end of the first game already? It's just a 12-minute game and Celsius manages to defeat ABM and secures the first game in this best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. That was absolutely insane.
Oh my god! Like it was like 1v4 situation for the J to handle, and he couldn't even do it. Like the Ogi Shadow kill, how much would he sustain the damage? Like also, there's a lot to defend, right?
Yes, oh my god, and that was just I have no words. Luhan on that Ruby and Nox on that Aurora. That was just such smart crowd control chain and damage coming in by both of them, which just helped Team A Celsius to secure those kills, secure those objectives, and end the game with the first Lord itself.
And I would like to talk about the itemization from Luhan. He just went like that Queen's Wings as a third item. Like he has the Legend Sword along with the Fury Hammer and the War Axe to give a lot of lifesteal to him.
Yes, as you mentioned, and ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with game number 2 in just a few minutes. So do not go anywhere because Team Celsius is on their redemption arc. We are gonna have to wait and see how ABM answers to this. And welcome back, everyone. We are back with game number two in this best of five against ABM and Celsius Esports. And it seems like Team ABM also has the first pick, which means that Celsius Esports would be getting the first pick in the next two games. No worries. And by now, my co-caster is Silverhawk once again. Silverhawk, please take the stage.
So good evening,
Still
everyone. It's going to be
watch
the
while
match number
deep
two,
your team
and
is banning.
the Luhan from his Ruby. I do think ABM is going to ban out the Ruby right now because it's so essential to ban out the Ruby because she did like every setup for her, like along with the flicker am offended plays, like Grok along with the wild charge did the secondary thing after the am offended from Ruby, but I do think Ruby should be banned out right now, or they should actually pick it or either ban it. Like because onto the gold side, it's so easy to just farm onto that Ruby. And as well as the Ling, he just cleaned as much as he could. He didn't even
Who
care about
said
his
there
life
are no
into the last
shortcuts
team
in
fight as
life?
we have
team
seen.
I
is
literally
banning.
invented
Yes, the
one.
ABM did ban out on that lane because they know now how scary 0-2 is on that lane. Meanwhile, Team Celsius
The
has
hunt
stuck to their
begins.
Your
bans, the
team
chip,
is
and the
banning.
ABM will ban out on that Ruby as well. But banning these heroes does mean that Celsius will have another options left open, such as the Jask, the Jukshin, the Roger, or even the Teruzla and Edith, as we saw the Edith pick in the previous game as well. What do you think is going to be the ban coming
Light
in from
me
Team
up
Celsius?
and
Oh,
watch
they
your
did stick
team
to
is
their previous stuff,
burn.
which is the Xborg.
Yep, I do think so. They decided to give them enough trauma for this match, but ABM could just return back that trauma for the match number three. But let's just focus on to this match. The third man from Asuna could be potentially be a Hayabusa or either Roger, or else perhaps could be a mind game so that they could actually prioritize one hero for themselves.
Yes, they could pick up. They could either ban out something which they do not play and neither does Celsius play and gamble on some comfort picks such as the Jask or even Asuna's signature mages. Oh, but they
Your
did ban
team
out the
is
Jask in this
banning.
game. It seems like they don't want to
Butterfly
deal
is
with that
born
alien.
by thy
And
Your
wish.
team is
here we
Guided
can
banning.
see that
by
Celsius has
lantern's
banned
light.
out on that Jukshin, which does leave the Hayabusa and the Roger open once again.
The
And
game
yes, Jay will lock
starts
on into that
now.
Roger.
And without any hesitation, like they from the Celsius esports, they didn't even ban out the Roger. I do think like they don't just feel Roger as a threat to them, but Chip and Xbog and Zuxian, these bans are becoming quite common. But we would actually see this if the common bans stick to them into the match number three. What do you think? Because this match, it's going to be really tough because there's Roger on J and it's one of his signature heroes.
Yes, as you mentioned, and here, we can actually see a Hylos pick
I am
coming
the
in from the
priestess
side
of
of Team
primal
Celsius
lightning,
if
the
they
hunter of
want to
all the
play that
evil
hero, but
gods.
instead, Life is Mean is gonna lock on into that Edith, the hero which secured the first kill onto Apex in the previous match,
Hope
and
will find a
Nox will be
way,
Your
locking
team
even
in
is
when all is
picking.
the
forlorn.
Vexana because that is how he plays. It's a very good hero.
Yep, like it's also useful to just counter the Roger with the cursed arm coming in from the Vexana. Meanwhile, Emilio secures the Tesla for himself. I was thinking it's going to be none other than the Yuzhong for himself back again, but like he just wants to stick with his comfort or perhaps a meta hero for
Victory
himself. It's
is in
going to be none other
sight. Your
than the
team
Terzla.
is
And
picking.
we can see Radium on the Moscow. Do you think like against it right now from the two picks from CELCIUS Esports, against that Edith and Vixana, do you think Moscow is a valid option?
you know, Early to mid game, it's going to be very difficult. It's actually a 50-50 situation against
Your
the Edith
team
and
is
Vexana
banning.
because Vexana has that Lord. She just does not die. And meanwhile, the Terisla is a pretty good option against the Vexana and the Edith because he can stun when Edith uses her ultimate. But then again,
Your
there's an
team is
Alpha
Leaves
who's
banning.
just gonna
infections.
use the Alpha charge onto Team ABM and just clear them away with his true damage. And seeing Celsius here, they seem to be going on ahead with an Angela ban, which was actually previously banned out by Team ABM.
I do like the reason behind the Angela ban. It's just like they don't want enough heal
My
because
mission is
along
to
with the
protect
Roger,
Your team
Angela
lives.
is
is quite
banning.
scary with them. So like from the last ban, from the last match ban Angela, they from the Success Esports, they actually secured the link for them. So the Angela ban was valid back then as well. So with that logic, if we think, Angela is
Love
quite a good ban.
is
And
like
uh,
the team is
from the side of
banned.
Celsius Esports, they could even like secure the Angela for themselves because the 0-2. Like along with the Angela, what would you prefer? Just be honest. Like, would you prefer an Angela with the Alpha or would you prefer an Angela with a Roger?
Difficult decision to make because Roger and Alpha both would get an insane amount of, the movement speed from the hard guard from Angela. But Alpha would be a slightly better choice than the Roger because Alpha sustain after he has finished building up his wings is actually far
I
ahead
will
than that of a
protect you.
Roger. And
Your
meanwhile,
team
we can
is
see the
picking.
team ABM has banned out on the Lolita. So, what do you think will team Celsius Esports pick up in the Rome position?
From the Celsius Esports, I would think Carmilla would have been a better option, but the Carmilla, since it's banned, Kufra would probably be an option, but because from the last match, they ban out the Kufra, and right now, Apex could actually go for the Kufra. And on the Super M, he could go for the Grok again because there's a Moscow and there's Roger. Along with the Wild Charge with the Flicker, he would be able to bait out the Purify from Moscow so that the Edith and the Alpha could actually dive inside the Moscow and kill him.
Yes, the hard guard is going to be just such
Sometimes
useful.
wisdom works better
Would
than
have
brute
been such a
strength.
useful. My apologies. And here, team Celsius Esports has locked in onto that Harith. The Harith is a pretty strong pick, considering in the late game he or she he can just burst out on that Moskov with his enhanced basic attack.
And like he also gets a lot of shield along with the second skill. And if he builds an oracle, oh my god, like the shield, it will be really difficult to just break it along with the Zaman force and the chrono dash from him. Meanwhile, the Apex just showing his signature hero, the Kufra. Like the last match, he I do think like he's just gonna redeem his own bronze medal from the last match and just say like I'm gonna show you the real trouble now.
Yes, oh my god. And this time
Your
it is
team is
Asuna
picking.
who has locked in on that Aurora, and Apex is on his signature pick, the Kufra. But here Team Celsius could actually lock in on a Minotaur and pretty much nullify Apex from stunning and using his ultimate during a team fight.
Yeah, that would be actually a good option. And oh my god, like the predictions of yours, he's just showing the Minotaur right now. But like it would be really useful for that Moscow as well as that Roger. But a Grog, um, I do think the Grog has a faster rotation, right? Because along with the Wild Charge, he could just dash a lot with a Flicker, and which would lead a really good stun along with the knockup. But Minotaur, I do think he has to
I,
wait for the third knockup to
Minotaur,
give. But
will
like
finish
Super
off
M,
what
he
was
just wanted
left
on his Minotaur, and
undone.
yep, they would actually listen to your predictions.
Casters Jinx working out this time, and here the Minotaur along with the Vixana and the Edith. It's just gonna be a very deadly combination of crowd control along with other forms of crowd control. Meanwhile, on the side of Team ABM, it is actually it's a pretty similar draft considering the penalty zone, the Frost by Aurora, and Tyrant's Rage coming in from Kufra. So we are gonna have to wait and see on which team executes is better. Because we are already onto the loading phase.
And also, like Alpha would actually have a faster rotation than the Roger. Like if his teammates even decide to help him, still it would remain the same because the true damage from the
Welcome
Alpha
to
is just
MOBA
way too much to
Legends!
handle. And Jay, like the Roger with the Lycan Pounce in early game,
5
he has to
seconds till
build
the
at
enemy
least
reaches the
one item to give
battlefield.
that Lycan
Smash
Pounce
them!
some damage. So the team fights, it would be really good
Ultimate
cleanup to
deployed!
watch because this penalty zone as well as the Tyrant's Rage from Kufra. So it would be really interesting to watch. I'm really excited about this match. What do you think about the draft, Sarah, though?
Yes, actually, considering from the draft, Team Celsius has a lot of early game potential. Like, and by lot, I mean a lot. But on the side of ABM though, the Aurora, Moskov, as well as the Roger are gonna scale a lot, and this is also a lot, and which means that in the late game, Team ABM has the advantage.
That's true. Meanwhile, onto the bot side, I don't think Moscow will be able to just win the lane against that Luhan, but he's just casually poking him along with those basic attacks, and he's trying to freeze the lanes, but he would actually take a lot of damage with himself. Like only the 20 to 30% HP has been left, but he just uses the regen to just back his HP off. And meanwhile, onto the top side, the 1v1 brawl is just going to happen. Onto the bot, I mean, again onto the bot side, they're rotating onto that Luhan as well. Asuna Apex, he's just giving the vision of that Alpha as well as the Vexana. Onto the gold grab, the Zero 2 still had the Alpha charge with him. If he went in, he would probably take the grab, but never mind. Onto the mid side, they would actually go for the gang onto the Vexana. But meanwhile, it's going to the Frosty Breeze, and the Purify has been baited out from the Nox.
Yeah. And here we can see that there is not much which is going on in the mid lane except for the Purify being baited out. Meanwhile, on the goal lane, we can see the Alpha camping up in a very good position. At the standard time, Radium in a bit of a danger. Purify being baited out of that Hadith. Radium is very, very low, but Apex is there for the backup. Meanwhile, Asuna is also coming back. Frozen being used up onto that Minotaur. He's caught out pretty low. He's using up his heal, and he's going to walk away without having to use up his flicker for this team fight. Meanwhile, Jay and Teresa have already started onto that turtle. They're just gonna rush out on that objective and secure it before Alpha even has a chance to rotate towards there.
And it was a free turtle. Like even they wanted to trade for the kill, the Alpha, he wanted to leave the turtle for the kill onto the Moscow, but he wouldn't even succeed on that. And meanwhile, onto the bot side, you can see the Asura and Apex. They're just waiting for that Harit to just come in because he didn't have the Purify yet. He just used the Purifier like onto the gank on that Moscow. But if he gets caught into the Tyrant's Revenge, it's going to be brutal for that Hari to handle unless he's with either Minotaur or Vexana.
Yes, that Herrick knew that he's gonna be in danger, and here Tyrant's Rage has been used up onto that Minotaur, and the first blood will be secured by Apex this time. He is gonna have his revenge. Nox playing it safe, using her skills to check the bushes for some amount of vision, but no one was just there. Meanwhile, Alpha here in the mid lane is a bit of a danger, but he's going to escape.
Oh my god, and the Zaman Force from that Harith. He wants to escape from the situation, but he won't be able to do so because the bouncing ball from Kufra just avoiding the dashes from him. And meanwhile, Asuna, he's just taking down the damage onto that 0-2. Meanwhile, the Neon Fury has been used for Minotaur, giving a lot of CC, and Radium just falls into the hand of Super M along with the J. Nox just takes the kill onto that Eternal Guard coming in from him, and the damage. The Mino Fury was really coming in handy. Meanwhile, Nox in some dire position. Oh my god, like the flick. I do think so. The Purify was baited from the Nox. But 0-2, I do think he just took the buff of that Roger.
And oh my god, that Minnow and Fury in the bot lane was actually a 4-man Minnow and Fury, which helped Alpha and Vexana, oh my god, just secure those kills. So for now, it's still an even match. Team Alien is just around 800 gold ahead, and as we can see, Eden in the EXP lane is trying to chunk down on that gold shield. Radium is playing it very safe just under his turret, but Luhan is also smart enough to take advantage of that and try to freeze the lanes. They're gonna have to brawl it out to secure the last hits on those minions and farm up on their gold. And meanwhile, as we were talking about it, we can see that there is a team fight going to break out alongside the turtle. Look at the map awareness coming in from Asuna. He just detected that Lightning Beam is going to be there in that bush and use her skills to secure a vision onto that Edith. Jay trying to chunk him down low. Apex using his charge to try and secure a set onto Alpha in Edith, but they would not be giving in their visions. And Million Fury, but penalty zone having is used up. That's a 2-man penalty zone, but Nerio will be the one who is taking up. Million Fury being used up onto Apex, and ABM will have to try and move back. Apex is a bit of a danger, setting the ultimate onto 2 of them, but Life as Meme will be securing the kill onto Apex as well. Meanwhile, Jay secures the kill on Nox. He will try to run away, but Life as Meme just there with that flicker stun, and Asuna will also be taken down by Super M.
Oh my god, the backfire from CELCIUS, it's coming like so handy for them. Like they're just casually baiting out everything along with the Minion Fury from that Minotaur, and then just giving the payback along with the Primal Wrath from that Edith. It's so brutal to just watch out. And Zero Two just rushing along with that Alpha Charge. He wants that turtle so badly. And the retribution plays obviously is going to happen. And the turtle just falls into the hands of Celsius right now. And meanwhile, onto the bot side, the Radium, he actually threw the Spear of Destruction, but he wanted it to land, but it wasn't actually in the right position to handle it. And the Super M, he just engaging blindly for his team. He knows what his team is doing for him.
Yes, he is one of the very key factors in the team fight because the Minoan Fury has the largest AoE crowd control in this match, and his set will be the vital factor for considering how Nox and Zero Two manage to use up their ultimates. Rest assured, as we can see in the goal line here, Radium did manage to secure that tier 1. So, Harith and Minotaur will be looking to clear up those lanes and secure a turret for themselves instead this time.
But I do think so. Like if someone goes onto the bot side, he'll definitely get just punished absolutely like brutal. Because and to the Mirio, the Super Amp, Luhan, and Zero to just take the kill onto that. Minute. Oh my God, the Terisla is in that position, and his Sphere of Destruction will be hitting onto the Super M. Radium, I do think he made a wrong mistake, and he just falls into the hand of Zero Two. The Apex, he's charging onto the Terran's Revenge, but he will not do so. He's extremely low. They want to take the kill onto that Zero Two, but the double kill coming in from that way. Alpha, it's just going to cost him a lot of trouble. Oh my God, the CD of the Alpha Charge is so low. He just used it twice. I do think so. He used it as a twice.
A bare 12 to 15-second cooldown ultimate, and that is how good that Alpha Charge is in the team fight, because if a team fight continues for more than 20 seconds, you use your ult once, you use your ult twice. It's just that good. Meanwhile, Flicker, he probably be engaging onto that Harith, but will be taken down instead because Harith had that Purify to just escape out from there.
Oh my God, what a play coming in from the Celsius. Even the buff, I do think the retribution was taken from the 0-2 and he secures the blue buff. Like Jay, he's really back in the farm right now, but the KDA, I don't think so the KDA really matters now because the Turtle and the Lord is going to be the playmaker for them. And meanwhile, on the 0-2, he's like 2 levels ahead of Jay. I don't know, no. Wait a minute. I do think so they're at same level. It was some mistake. But meanwhile, onto the turtle side, it's going to be the 0-2 secures the turtle. And I do think so they should have gone for the Lord, but they're just playing it really disciplined.
Yes, the discipline coming in from the side of Team Celsius is just excellent in this match. Even in the previous game as well, where they had the server advantage, this game they actually have a server disadvantage because the server is set to Mumbai. And as we can see, they are once again dominating. And look at the map awareness coming in by that Nox, using up that skill and the Eternal Lord into that bush just where Radium was sitting. And he was forced to use up his Purify, but Apex with the set. Minotaur missing that jump, and the kill will be secured onto Luhan, and Team ABM will just be backing up. Those pickoffs are what they need to secure that goal lead, but he picks in a bit of a danger and will have to use his jump to run away.
Oh my God, Luhan was actually a good pick-off. Like, he knew that he don't have the Purify yet. And as he died, the Purify came back on him. I don't think so he'd be just swearing onto that Purify why didn't it came back when I was in some situation. But onto the mid side, I do think so they have a lot of goal lead right now. Like it's not much of a goal lead because only one team fight would just give someone more goal lead right now. Don't you think?
Yes, as you mentioned, and here as we can see that Team Celsius is gonna be a bit of a back end because now they are not that ahead in gold as well. It's just 3k, which was higher earlier. In the mid, we can see a beautiful ultimate coming in from Asuna, but Alpha Charge has been used up by 0-2, and Minoan Fury helping 0-2 to secure the skills onto Mirio. And now Apex will be escaping, which is 1 HP. Radium in too much of a danger, and he will be backing off. That was an insane escape by both Apex and Radium, which means that Team ABM does still have hope to contest for the Lord because Jay is alive and he will be looking to push down on that bot tier 2. Though I believe 0-2 will be there to defend it.
The Alpha Charge along with the true damage from Alpha, it is just deleting their HP to just 20%. Like Apex just got peeled off with the damage and the true damage from Harith as well. And the Eternal Guard, it's just giving them a lot of frontline along with the Minotaur and the Edith. And Edith, she just wants to get hurt so that the stacks from the Primal Wrath becomes just from max so that she could just actually use the Primal Wrath and give a lot of damage. And meanwhile, onto the bot side, Apex, he looking for an engage. I do think so. If they don't engage, I do think so because they have already the gold lead. Celsius Esports already have the gold lead, so they actually need to do some setups at this point.
Yes, Team ABM needs Apex to give those jumps properly to catch them off one by one. And meanwhile, in the top side, if we can see, there's an engage on 202. He will be chunked down pretty low. Radium in a bit of a danger. Retribution was baited out by J. And oh my god, which means that Team ABM does not have the retribution for the next 30 seconds. And Team Celsius will just be starting off on that Lord. And in the mid area, we can see Asuna using his ultimate, but Minion Fury has been used up. 0-2 on that mega kill, but
Oh,
Jay is going wild. Is this the comeback we have been looking for? Because Jay is on that double kill and he will be using his Lycan pounce on that creep just to escape away, clearing the lane in the mid side. Radium trying to deal some damage onto that Edith, but he just does not have enough farm to deal any significant damage.
oh my god, what a play coming in from the J. And the Alpha Charge was used up. He knew the position of the J. They could, if they want to go for the Lord, they could actually go right now because life is mean. He's going for the recall. But I do think so, like they should, if they're not going for the Lord, they should actually just trade it along with the top tier. Meanwhile, Asuna at a really bad position. He was just casually spotted onto that Alpha. Meanwhile, onto the top side, he wants to go to defend that turret, but Radium is still there to take down that turret. But the discipline from both the teams, it's just causing them some kind of mind plays at this point because they're just casually baiting out their HPs at this point. And the Lord dance at this point at a 12-minute timer, it's going to be brutal for both the teams to hand.
Yes, Celsius is just doing so well. The scoreboard actually reads 14 kills in favor of Celsius and only 9 in favor of ABM, which means that ABM needs to step up if they want to come back in this match and not let the score go to 2-0. But Celsius is on their redemption arc, if you know what I mean. And look at Life is Mean. He's just sitting around Apex so Apex cannot make his jump properly. He's just gonna stun while he is charging. And in the mid area, though, we can see an engage coming in by 0-2 onto that Asuna, who will be forced to back off for now.
Neo looking for a setup. Everyone has the flickers on them. They want to just bait out the Lord and give a good setup. Meanwhile, Apex just charging onto the Tyrant's Revenge, but he will not do so. The Earth Shatter. Oh my god, the flicker play from Minotaur. It's going to give them a lot of trouble. The Retribution is secured from side of 0-2. And what a passive team fight coming in. It's going to be shut down. Taken from the chain. It's going to the double kill. Oh my god, whole team has been wiped out only in 2 Lycan pounds.
Oh my god, and that was the late game potential we mentioned coming in by that Roger, who's actually on 60 stacks of that Sky Pressure, which means that the squishy heroes like Luhan and Nox are just gonna get bursted out. The Lord was secured by the side of Team Celsius, but nothing mattered because Team ABM is marching down on that mid lane and Super M will be taken out and ABM will be looking for that game, and this is just a reversal of the matches because Celsius won the game exactly like this in the first game, and now it's turn for Team ABM to settle the score to 1-1.
Oh my god, totally speechless. Like, the Apex, he just went in along with the Tyrant's Revenge, along with the Rage, and the Remedial from AB, he just jumped like at the penalty zone, and the Lycan Pounce was used from J twice. And he just took the kills casually, like he's just casually just pressing one tap, and he just secures 2 kills. It was so funny to watch out. And if you look onto the itemization of both the teams and the hypers, 0-2, like he just has two damaging items. It's like War Axe and Hunter Strike, but still he was giving a ton of damage.
Yes, and Jay's positioning with that Roger is just so precisely accurate, I would say. He manages to go around the entire team of Team Celsius, and here, as we can see, ABM managed to secure the game and settle the score for a 1-1, which means the Team Celsius needs a new backup plan in the next game, and we will be back in the third game very soon. And well, we are back with game number three in the most exciting best of five series in this entire tournament. And this time, Team Celsius is on the blue side with the first pick privilege, and ABM will be on the red side. My co caster once again is Silver Hawk, and this is me, Sarah. Silver, please take the lead.
And oh my god, like I'm still speechless from the last and I need some time. But just looking onto the draft, the Roger ban, it's going to be confirmed. I'm going to write it on my table right now. It's going to be confirmed. You have to write it down.
Yes, exactly. Because that roller in
True
the late
love
game was just
is like
Your
blood.
insane.
team is
2 to 3
banning.
Lakin bounces, and the entire team of Team Celsius got wiped out just like that. That Roger with the Thunderbolt and Skypius are just too much of a threat. Meanwhile, here, Team Celsius has actually banned out that Carmilla in the first pick, which means that they are going to aim for that chip in the roam. The chip pick,
Butterflies
which Super
born
M is
by
so
thy
Your
well known
team
wish,
for.
is banning.
guided by
And
lantern
this match,
flight.
like they didn't even prioritize the chip ban, but as a first ban though, but there's still two bans left for the both of the teams. But as a second ban from Celsius Esports, I wouldn't think much. But as a Ruby ban from ABM and from the Celsius, it could be a high loss or could be some mind games kind of ban because this time they have the first pick, so they need some mind games for themselves, so they could actually get a priority of a heroes at their side. Because on to the last match you've seen, the Roger and the Edith, it just was too controversial. Like it was like from the both teams, like from the Celsius, the Edith pick has been confirmed, but from the ABM, the Roger pick has been confirmed. You getting me
I
right?
see
So
lots
that,
of
but
prey.
Your
oh,
team is banning.
As you predicted, the Roger would be directly banned out by the side of Team Celsius. Meanwhile, Team ABM could be looking forward towards a Ling or a Ruby ban because that was just how good the Ling and Ruby was in the first game where Team Celsius had the server advantage.
yep, that's true. And
The
I would like to
hunt
speak about
begins.
the
Your
Ruby pick,
team is
but never
banning.
mind. The Ruby ban, I do think that was confirmed from the side of ABM because onto the first match, Luhan was pretty scary onto that Ruby on gold lane. But from the last match, the Minotaur, the pick was really coming really handy for the side of Celsius Esports because the Minion Fury along with the sets and the flicker play coming in from him, it was too brutal to look at, and the Apex just giving a payback to him.
As you were mentioning, and here the Ruby was banned out by the side of Team ABM. Meanwhile, Team Celsius here could be looking in for probably an Assassin Man, the Hayabusa, maybe, unless we know that 02 is good on those heroes. They want to pick it up for themselves, and they could be just banning out on that EXP, the
Light me
Terizla,
up
but
and
no, they're
watch
gonna
Your
the
stick
team is
for that
banning.
burn.
Borg ban. They do not want Jay to pick up that Xbox.
And I was thinking the streak of banning the Xbox would be lifted at this match, but never mind. The Xbox ban is, it's like common ban from taken from the Celsius Esports. They really hate the Xbox. And onto the side of ABM, what do you think the bans are going to be? Because they have the second pick, so they don't want any kind of good heroes to be given to the Celsius Esports at this point.
Team ABM might actually ban out on that Edith and try to destabilize Life is Meme from his prime hero, which is the Edith. He could ban out on that Edith, give Celsius the Hayabusa or the Ling while picking up the Terizla, the
Feed.
Jask for themselves. But
Destroy.
instead,
Your team
no,
is
Asuna said,
banning.
no, I do not want to play that alien, and they actually banned out
Who
on that
said there are
Jask.
no
And
shortcuts in life?
oh
I
my god,
literally invented
Super
one.
M has access to his main hero, the chip will be seen in this match.
Oh my god, like now the invasion. The invasion is the what matters and is what his signature rotation is. Like the first 2 minutes, he just roams around the whole jungler from the enemy team because he just annoys them and just steals one of his creeps so that their farm has been lowered. But this match, it's ABM, right? So do he actually have that kind of confidence on his chip though?
Yes, the Super M on that
Can
chip
you
is just way too confident, and they even have
Welcome
banned
to
out
my
that
Your
castle,
team is
my
Carmilla
picking.
to
friend.
prevent any kind of counters. But look at that, Apex will be on his grok in this game. Another signature hero coming in by Apex. This game will be played in the Bengal server, which means the Team Celsius has that advantage, and Miria will be on that Terizla to dish out and act as a sandbag for the side of Team ABM. What do you think are going to be the picks from the side of Celsius Silver?
I do
I
think
didn't
he will
enjoy the
most probably
pain.
go for
You
a
might lose
assassin,
everything in the
and yep,
waiting.
my predictions are going to be right. I was expecting a Hayabusa because it's Grok. So the actually Hayabusa actually farms a lot faster than Ling, but it depends on the team rotation, right? If the team is just helping his or her jungler, then it's going to be really good for them. And it's 0-2, right? So obviously his Ling is going to be a lot brutal. But Asuna, it's the time for Asuna to pick something. But if there's Ling, the backline, he just dives onto the backline and he cleans as much as he can along with the Tempest of Blades and the Divine Sword. So it's they actually need some defense onto the backline. So their life is actually being secure for themselves.
Yes, which means that here, along with that
I
Valentina
am
and Ling,
vengeance
it would be a
incarnate.
very easy for the side of Team Celsius to dive in onto ABM because Valentina will have that penalty zone or the wild charge, which can just stun a lot of people from the side of Team ABM, and Radium is once again on that Moscow pick. But this time, there's a chip who's just gonna lock on onto him and use his ultimate, and the entire side of Team Celsius can just jump onto him, which means that Moscow pick will be a bit risky here.
So far so good. I do think so because there's Nox playing onto that Valentina. So the Grok's ultimate, the wild charge,
Magic is
will be
my
most probably
life.
taken
Your
by that
team
Nox.
is
And also
banned.
this Terizla's penalty zone to steal. Like also like he could actually steal the Spear of Destruction, but he actually doesn't need to because there's a chip in their team. He could just use the portal and the shortcut for them to just come in at every single time. And meanwhile, looking onto the last match, if you see onto the gold lane, they were ganking way too much and they actually failed to gank the radium and he actually outplayed three people. So at this point, after picking that chip, there won't be any chance to survive because he'll just bring his whole teammates to the team fight.
Absolutely. And here we're gonna have to see what Team Celsius bans out because Harith has been banned out by the side of Team ABM. A lot of respect bans coming in this game, and here Team Celsius could be looking forward
I'm Yin,
towards that
and I
Vexana
won't lose
ban, but
myself,
no,
no
they
matter
actually
what.
ban out on that Yin, which means that Jay won't be able to use that hero. That does leave Jay with a few less options in the jungle. But then again, it is ABM. They're gonna pull out something out of their pockets and it's going to just be as wonderful as ever.
That's absolutely true. The yen ban, it's kind of sus, but it's Celsius Esports, so they've actually calculated something. Or, as you mentioned, the J couldn't play it, so it must be a respect ban for the J. And it leaves actually less options, but if you see the Hayabusa is still open, but it will actually cause him some trouble to handle because there's Ling. He'll just use the
Can I
Tempest of Blades to
join
immune all the
my
God
Your
Shadow and the
team
team?
has
Shuriken
banning.
along with the Ogi Shadow kill. But there's the only pick off would be there, it's going to be the Nox. And the goal lane is still yet to pick from the Celsius Esports, but we can see it's going to be the Lunox ban from the ABM. Do you think the Lunox ban is a quite valid option right now?
Would say no because I mean yes it would work in the goal lane, but then
Face
again
the
Lunox
stars
in the
and
current
your
meta in
team
the
is
goal lane
banned.
not that much of a smart choice considering there is a Grok and Terizla, and if ABM knows Team Celsius's draft, Luhan is not that much of a fan of that Lunox in the goal lane. He would much rather pick up a fighter such as the Mincetar even.
That is true. Like, and also if we see the Lunox, it would actually wouldn't work because this Grok, this Terizla to just actually bait out the light form from Lunox. But it is what it is, right? Like this is the Lunox band is sticking with it because from the Celsius they could actually potentially find something from that Lunox and they don't want to, so they won't even give them a chance to do so. Meanwhile, the J, I'm excited what the pick is going to be. Either it's going to be the mage or a jungler, but J, the
Do you
house is
guys
still
make
open, but
friends with
never
Nana?
mind.
Your
It's
team
Nana.
is
Oh
picking.
my god, Asuna will be playing onto that Nana. Do you think Nana is a valid option right now against that Ling, Vexana, and the Chip?
So Asuna is just gonna pick up on that Molina thrower midget hero. But then again, we can see that Team Celsius is not playing around. They are gonna go in for that frontline EXP laner because Chip on the roam is actually a bit squishy against that croc. But here, Luhan seems to be answering a DHS marksman with another DHS marksman, which is the carry. He could even go in for that Claude, if you know what I mean. But life is mean here. He seems to be hovering over a Belleric. What do you think a Belleric would do in team fights actually? But because he has those thorns, and as we were talking about it, Luhan will be locking in for that Claude.
As you mentioned, as a Belleric pick been taken from Life is Meme, the only scenario I see, the only the good ultimate from that Belleric would be, the chip using the portals, and he just dives onto the portal and uses the flicker along with the ultimate. Just imagine that scenario and the CC coming in from that Belleric. It's going to be so brutal.
Yes, exactly. That would be a pretty good combo to see during the team fights. Like three people fighting just around the bottle, and then there is Belleric jumping in using his ultimate, and every one of them gets taunted inside the ultimate range. And once again, we can see that Jay is actually hovering over that Amon. The Amon
War
in the jungle
never
though, but
ends.
oh
Neither
my
does my
god, he locks it
determination.
on an Alucard. Nana and Alucard jungle in a best of five. Team ABM has come back to their natural instincts. They're gonna play around those picks and they're gonna deliver some entertaining matches for us.
And yep, they're definitely cooking on those two picks. And meanwhile, you can see this Claude against that Moscow. So the early game would be, it's going to be really just casually passive, aggressive, passive, aggressive, passive, because there's Grot and the chip. But most probably Super M is just going to wander around that buffs of Alucard. But Apex can't do the same, right? Because the Ling, his rotation is quite faster than Alucard, so that he could just jump onto that Moscow and take the kill on him. So if the Apex just gets caught onto that invasion coming in from that Super M, he'll just waste his time
Welcome
for
to
his jungler
Mobile
as well as for
Legends!
himself.
Yes,
5
as you
seconds till
mentioned,
the
and here
enemy
is we
reaches the
can see we are
battlefield.
already onto the
Smash
land of
them!
dawn, ladies and gentlemen. And both teams are gonna start off on their blue buffs while their roamers are gonna jump around in the enemy's river area and jungle area to provide the vision which each team needs. Who do you think has the early game advantage in this game, Silver?
I do think so. Like both of the teams have a kind of scaling comps with them, but the chip, he has a lot of early damage as well as the Meteor, the Terizla. He has a lot of damage with that execution strike. I do think so. Like he'll just zone out the life is meme, but he's just casually free eating the minions on the last HP. Meanwhile, onto the top side, it's like three-man rotation onto the Luhan. But the chip, he's still busy with the portals. He just wants to teleport with the top lane tier. But never mind, it's not going to happen. And the Radium, he's just both of the gold laners are just freezing the lanes for themselves. Meanwhile, onto the top side, Alucard has been taken onto this red buff and the gank. Jay, he's ready with the level 4. I do think so. The creep after he takes is going to be level 4. Meanwhile, onto the bot side, this Apex just bait out and he takes the creep of 0-2, but he's still level 4 at this point.
Yes, that's the advantage with the link, you can like miss out on a creep or two and still they can secure the level 4. Meanwhile, here Alucard is engaging onto that link and the first blood will instead be secured by Nox onto Jay, who will be caught in the middle of 4 people alone.
Oh my god, the early game has been started by this. So you can expect the late game because, the late game is the most to handle because there's Moscow and Claude with them. And Luhan, he's just poking the Moscow with those basic attacks. Since the Moscow doesn't have much attack speed with him, he can't do much but to endure the damage.
Absolutely. And here we can see that the turtle is up. There's a 4-man of Team ABM in the EXP lane itself. Luhan using those recall taunts in front of Radium because his lane is pretty much frozen. And look at that chip. He's just roaming around, not letting Apex or Asuna do much in those team fights while trying to pull the turtle towards themselves so that Zero 2 has an easier time trying to secure the lot, and the wild charge was used up by Nox to try and escape from there because Nana, she's dealing a lot of damage even in the early game.
Meanwhile, oh my god, the portal has been used from Super M, and the penalty zone just knocking up 2 people. Meanwhile, the blazing duet along the Tempest of Blades are just giving a lot of damage. ATM seems to be in some trouble, and yep, three people are down from the side of ABM. I'm sorry, it's going to be two people taken down from the ABM, and the turtle could be free at this point because the Zero Two still has his ultimate with them. But Jay, he still has the retribution with him to just contest for that turtle. Meanwhile, on the mid side, Apex, he could just actually just go for the kill onto that Nox because Jay was still there, but he refused to do so.
Yes, Zero Two was actually pretty low as he was taking his red buff, so the turtle wasn't secured by the side of Team Celsius either. Meanwhile, in the goal lane, if you check, you can see that Radium is trying to deal some damage onto Luhan. Alucard is actually rotating there, and there is no vision for Luhan instead. But if he does not have his mirror image, and he will be taken down by Alucard. It was a very smart rotation coming in by Jay, considering the turtle was already secured by 0-2.
And Super M and Nox, they want to go for the rotation onto the top side, but Apex and Asuna, they just casually is interrupting with the rotations. And onto the Alucard, he's just farming up for the late game, so that damage with the Fijian wave coming in from the, oh my god, Nox just taking the wild charge and just taking the kill onto the Asuna. Oh my, that was so unexpected to watch it because he
And
still
here,
doesn't.
oh my god, look at that four-man stun coming in by Radium, and he manages to use his ultimate to go behind the enemy lines. But he will still be killed by Nox, but the Radium will be taken down, while Nox and Light as Meme get taken down as well by Mirio using that penalty zone. He is actually still fighting that Claude, but now he will be backing up because Luhan is ahead and farm, and he can just use his battle mirror image to try and escape.
Oh,
Meanwhile, Asuna in the mid lane, he secures the kill on to Super In, who was just a bit too aggressive.
oh my god, the coordination from both the teams, it's really insane to watch. And the Luhan is extremely low. They want to go for the kill along with the passive of the Alucard. And oh my god, the Escape King. The Escape King is that Luhan onto that Claude.
Oh my god. Last game it was Radium who was the escape king, and this game it's Luhan. He is showing that if you can do it, I can do it too. And I am going to do it. Meanwhile, here look at that chip going in from the backline, using the stun onto Jay, but he will be using his ultimate just on time. But it was actually Apex who pulled out of that portal before any of Team Celsius did, which means that Lucas got the time to escape. You're using the penalty zone right onto that portal, but he will be caught out very low, not using that wild charge to escape on time. But he is very, very low and will be taken down by Jay, which means Molina was used up onto that Luhan. He will be forced to use up his Petrify, and Jay managing to secure the kill onto that Luhan once again.
Oh my god. And look at that 0-2. He wants to trade for that team fight as a blue buff taken from that Jay. And meanwhile, the turtle. They wanted to go for the turtle, but meanwhile, Apex and Sunab just a bit late to take the turtle. And meanwhile, oh my god, the rotation coming in from 0-2 and the Super M just gives the mega kill onto that Jay.
0-2 is actually on a 403 KDA, and even if Team ABM is ahead in gold despite the server disadvantage, Tempest of Blade was used up by that 0-2, but penalty zone will be used up by Mirio, and penalty zone in reverse used up by the Validator. He actually managed to secure the kill onto Mirio as well as the Turtle. Oh my god.
Wow, the team fight it's just too brutal to watch, but the Purify has been baited out from that Nox, so it doesn't have, but the wild charge is still there onto that Apex. If they want to go for the tier push, they could actually do it, but onto the bot side, there's absolutely no one. So the Super M and the Luhan would actually take the turret onto the bot side. They're just a bit too late to just rotate onto the bot side. Meanwhile, Luhan, he wants to bait out because the second skill is still there to escape for him.
So, OMG, I would definitely look at that team fight in the top lane. Look at how confident 0-2 is on that lane. He will be using everything of his skills to secure the kill on to Jay inside his turret, because that was just how accurate Super M's portal was. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we can see that Nana and Grok tried to secure that tier 1, which they actually managed to. Do you think? Yeah, they managed to take down that turret. And here,
Yep.
oh no, it's still alive. Sorry, my bad there. And here we can see the team Celsius is answering just as well by trying a possible engage onto that Asuna. But 0-2's movements are just very, very smooth. He's gonna survive those damage coming in from Nana's first skill and just move away and farm it up. He's at level 11 right now while Jay is at level 10. It's not that much of a gap, but look at Asuna and Apex. They're gonna camp in that small bush area, and here we can see the team ABM is gonna look for that mid tier 1 turret.
And also, like if you mention about the side of Team ABM, they need to make their rotation really quick because this Chip and this Ling in their team to just give those fast rotations. And onto the mid side, Luhan just preheating the turret so that he gets the turret. But meanwhile, on to the that Molina, he actually wanted to bait out the Purify from that Luhan, but never mind, will not do so. The Lord will be spawning on the next 8 seconds. And Radium, I do think so. He'll just wait for the good position and just land a really good spear of destruction.
Yes, the Sphere of Destruction from Radium could actually be a game changer. Miro using his ultimate onto that Nox, who will be used to force a Purify and as well as move away by using the penalty zone herself, which means the team ABM has an advantage for the next 60 to 70 seconds because Nox will not have his Purify. But look at that kill secured onto Radium by that 0-2 who is on the monster kill right now for the side of Team Hill Celsius. He looks like the one-man army carrying the entire team, but Super Imp, Life is Meme, and as well as Luhan are doing a lot, not to mention Nox on that Valentina using the perfect penalty zones, and ultimate being used up by Life is Meme. All members of Team ABM chunked down very low. Ling managing to escape with 1 HP penalty zone was used up again, and kill will be secured onto that Claude, and a 3-man kill secured by the side of Team
Oh,
ABM, and oh my, perfect ultimate by that Moscow managing to wipe out 4 members of Team Celsius.
the Celsius esports were really confident, like we're gonna kill them, but they just got backfired. Meanwhile, Asuna wants to take the kill out of 0-2. He still doesn't have the Tempest of Blades with him, and the Lord is taken from the side of ABM. And this Lord is going to be really brutal because all the turret, they have to push them in one Lord tier push because like if they don't, the Luhan and the Ling would just scale up a bit more, and they would cause them the Moscow and the Lukat some great trouble.
Absolutely, and here we can see the Team ABM is slowly coming back. They have managed to get the goal lead in their favor, and this match is gonna go for much longer than everyone had expected because Team ABM is reluctant to give up. They want to settle the score for a 2-1 this time, but it's still a best of 3, and Team Celsius always will have a chance to come back. And here the Lord is marching down in the bot lane, but I do think this will be a successful defense coming in by both the teams. Ultimate being used up by the Nana will hit no one, but just managed to take him off. Jay managed to
Oh,
secure a solo kill onto that Luhan in the top lane, and 0-2 being caught up in the penalty zone by the terrace landing will be taken down, shut down, secured by Radium onto that lane.
oh my God, what a play from that Meteor. I literally want that playmaker from that Jay. He just handled like 1v2 situation, had that full stacks from that Claude and the basic attacks. I do think so, even used the blazing duet, but he tanked all of that damage with the pigeon wave onto the Lord. He just, casually took off both the tier 2s, like all the tier 2s from all lanes. And onto the mid side, Nana looking for an engage, but they just casually creating the base. Oh, sorry, the mid tier. And onto the portal has been used up along the wild charge from that Apex. And they took a kill onto that Nox. It's going to be like 4-5v3 situation at this point. But the 0-2 is back into the team.
Yes, absolutely. And here, Team Celsius is also reluctant to give up on this match. They do have a major turret and gold disadvantage for now because Team ABM is 4k gold in lead, and Asuna and Apex are just roaming around in their faces, dealing and poking the damage out from everyone. Wuhan trying to take some damage, but look at the penalty zone being used up by Mirio. Belleric jumped down very, very low. But Chip is there for the
Oh,
backup, but Nana's Molina and Ultimate dealing way too much damage. Tempest of Blaze being used up by that Ling, and here Team ABM is gonna play on those pickoffs. And oh my god, look at that perfect wall coming in from Apex. G managing to jump in and secure the kill onto 0-2.
Oh my God, he was just got overconfident at this point, and Radium, he wants to go for the kill, and then Wind of Nature has been used up. He secures the kill onto that Luhan. He's extremely low. He wants to go for the more still. Asuna along with the Meteor, they're extremely low, but the tier and the Asuna's passive is still there, but it's get baited out. But the Spear of Destruction is taking the kill onto that Nox, and the penalties are being used up. But the flicker from the Life is Meme is going to the triple kill from the Radium. But look at his HP, and the outplay has been taken from that Radium. They could actually go for the tier 4s at this mid turret, and they could actually take the kill on that Benedict as well. Oh my God, they even got the kill on that Super M. It's going to the killing spree onto that J.
In considering there is only one person, and now two because Luhan just came alive from the side of Team Celsius to defend their inhibitors. But Team ABM is just in fire. They have taken down two of those inhibitors, and Radium has already started up on that lot. They are unstoppable because Team Celsius needs to devise a plan. Luhan is not doing well with that KDA. He has a 255 KDA, which is not very favorable for this for a marksman, the main damage dealer from the side of Team ABM.
Oh my god. And like without any lot support, they actually baited out two of the inhibited turrets of Celsius Esports. If the team fight right now, the team fight it's really going to be brutal, and Luhan he's just casually poking the apex with those basic attacks. And like the penalty zone, everyone has the flickers ready to just back off from any situation, but the penalty zone would hit perfectly just right on time. They're just looking for an engage, but meanwhile, oh my god, they just got a kill onto that Luhan. Meanwhile, Tempest upgrades and used up along with the mega kill taken from that J. They're just forcing onto that base, and it's going to the monster kill taken from that Radium. And the J just showing how much brutally he's on that Alucard, and the team wipeout coming in from the Celsius Esports. Oh my god, what a team fight has been taken from the team ABM.
Victory!
Absolutely insane gameplay coming in by the side of Team ABM. That was a perfect comeback. And Suparim actually got a bronze on that chip, which is very unfortunate for them, but it was still very good performance by the entire team of Celsius. But Team ABM just came out on top media with those sets. And Jay is like, "You're gonna ban my Borg, you're gonna ban my Yin? Okay, I'm gonna show you my Alucard." And he did it. He actually managed to secure the MVP with that Winter Crown and War Axe. Absolutely perfect synergy and gameplay coming in by both the teams as Team ABM managed to settle the score for a 2-1, and the
Oh.
next game will soon be live, everyone. Do not go anywhere.
And welcome back, viewers, to the game 4 of this quarterfinals. Sarah and Silver have passed over the casting torch to my friend Peachy and I, Ball to do 30. And we will be your casters for this game 4. And hopefully, just like the previous games, we have something exciting in store for us. Peachy, do you think this Borg will be banned once more? Because Jay's hero pool just does not seem to end.
Oh, that's right. Xbox should be actually be banned because of his last insanity and the Firaga armor he has. He can actually stack up very quickly against the minions or maybe the
Still
creeps.
waters run deep.
And
Your
Jay
team
is
is banning.
actually pretty much good on it. And I have seen him in the previous matches also. He has been taking triple kills, maniacs continuously just with the Xbox itself. So if they are right now Celsius esports really have to ban that, and if they are banning this might be the respect ban coming in.
Butterflies born by thy
And
Your
right
team
now, the
is
first
guided
ban on
by
this side,
lantern's light.
Celsius, who are right now on the first pick, and hence the blue side, they have taken out that link. But the previous game, 0-2 having an exceptionally wonderful performance on that link. His skills were on point, his objectives were on point, his synergy with Super M on that chip was also on point. Meanwhile, Radium and Team ABM have moved. Actually, it's Jay who has banned out the Zujin right now, and let's see what will be done. And I think we'll probably be seeing the Borg ban, and probably and maybe another assassin ban, an assassin or a fighter ban, or they would like to ban out some heroes of Asuna.
Your
And yeah,
team is
it's an
banning.
assassin ban on that Hayabusa.
Oh, that's true. Till now, we are seeing some pretty standard bands like the Hayabusa, the Ling, the Zuxin. Maybe we would be seeing a Ruby, a Roger, and even a Terizla on that.
The
And
hunt
let's not forget
begins. Your team is
Apex's
banning.
chip. With the chip and with the map control he has, it is very, very good, and he has been playing it out very good. And I don't think so that Celsius Esports will be opening that chip, and maybe we would be seeing a chip ban right now from the side of blue.
And actually, both the teams have, they're really strong on each other's heroes. Super M and Apex on that chip, excellent performances. 0-2, and we know Jay's, in fact, Mirio's Ling,
True love
really great
is like Your
heroes,
team
really
is
great
banning.
players, really great assassin users, beautiful retries. And then you have Luhan on that gold lane. We saw him in the pre-quarters and in this quarter showing up, trying to use as little support as possible to scale up to give a contest to Radium, who's one of the strongest
Feed,
gold laners in the
destroy,
Your
Mumbai
team
server.
is banning.
conquer.
And right now, the final bans from the stage one of this banning phase will be Task and Root. Both, really meta picks, and Luhan has done a really great job with that hero. So they do not want to give him that Ruby. They do not want to give Celsius that Ruby Gold that Bengal teams prefer so much. And meanwhile, the Carmel has been taken out by Celsius. Do you? They have left the Borg open this time. Do you think Jay is gonna pick it up in the first pick, or will he go for some Julian or try to get the Terizla for Mirio? Like, what do you think will be the game plan for ABM?
That could be possible. They could actually go in with an alpha pick also. That could be another choice for their team
Light
comp.
me up
But
and watch
talking
the
about
flames
that,
burn.
looks like Xborg will be secured by 0-2. This time on the side of
The
Celsius
game
Esports, they are going in.
It's
starts
an
And
expert.
now.
uh-huh.
Dude. It's the Roger that has been left open for an
Yeah.
Xborg, and I'm really confused because we have seen in
Who
the
said there
previous
are no
tournament
shortcuts in
finals,
Your
life?
team
yeah,
I
that
literally
Apex has
invented
picked
one.
up the chip and the Roger.
And with that, Jay going in with the retribution. He's on set for the jungling role. And with that, Apex also with his classic picks like the chip. It has been open and it was not in the ban section. I'm pretty not sure about why the Carmilla was banned in the first section and not in the second section. With that, we are moving on to the picks on the side of Celsius Esports. Maybe we would be seeing Luhan picking his goal lane, or maybe a mate's
I
pick
am
coming in. And with
vengeance
that, Luhan
incarnate.
did lock on to the Moscow.
And right now, that Moscow, that abyssal
As
arrows, the
fleeting
spear
as
of
a
destruction,
snowflake's
is
breath,
been picked up
as
by this
timeless as a
Luhan. And
glacier's
Nox
heart.
has, instead of trying to take a Valentina like I thought he might, because they're really good ults, and he's picked up the Aurora. The Frigid Glacier will be giving the type of CC that Borg needs to initiate. And yes, this is what I was expecting from Asuna. It's the Angela pick, because every single time, almost every single time Jay has picked up this Roger on jungle, Asuna locks in that Angela on the mage. Or it is an Angela roam of some kind. And yes, we have seen it now. And dude, this Roger is gonna be unkillable with those Sky Piercer stacks, with that chip to bring him
My
out of the
mission is
battlefield
to
and
protect
into it.
lives.
I do not know how will they, lock down this Roger who has the hard guard on him.
Oh, that's right. It is going to be a pretty much good combo coming in. So far in the tournaments, I have been always seeing a Link and Angela combo, but this is the first time so far in this tournament I am seeing a Roger and as a Angela combination. Maybe the Angela would be going on to the mage lane, or maybe onto the room. We will be knowing that very soon in the game. And with that, Lunox have been taken off, and she has been placed in the ban section. That is a good ban coming in, because Lunox could be played in the goal lane also, and right now it's getting pretty popular with the survivability and also the damage output she has. She has got it all.
Exactly, that Lunox been taken out. You do not want to give that Chaos Assault to melt down their Firaga armor, because that Lunox, if she gets like just 2 seconds of free time to land a few skill hits, and she's gonna melt out and bait out most of their skills. And they do not want to give any more damage, because we've seen Radium could opt to go for that Lunox gold, because the hero pools of both teams are really vast, and they don't want to, and instead of trying to target ban, they're trying to draft situationally instead. And right now that ABM has finished their second phase of banning, taking out the alpha and this Hylos from the game. And yeah, I guess they assumed this Borg is going in the EXP lane for that alpha ban. They probably felt this Borg will be going in the EXP, so they removed that alpha's charge from the Land of Dawn. And we don't have to mention how annoying it is to deal with this Hylos, marching down onto your turret with that glorious pathway and the ring of punishment.
Magic is my life.
Both those skills are just enough, and with the stacks coming in from the thunder belt, it is cherry on top for that Hylos, and it is rightfully so that he has to be placed in that ban section. If you're not picking it, you really don't want to give it to your enemies. And that there's just another hero also, the Zukshin. Permaban, please. I really don't want it as an enemy. If you guys in my team, if you guys want to pick it, go ahead, pick it. But if you guys are not picking it, make sure to put it in the ban section. And with that, we are seeing a Harith ban coming in. They are just making sure that the Moscow would be not facing the magic damage coming in from maybe seeing from the ban section, the Lunox, the Harith. They removed that possibility, and Mirio going in with a Terizla. That is a strong pick coming in from the side of ABM.
And ABM, Mario picking on his favorite Terizla. Like I actually thought he might be taking a Paquito in this game, but he opts to give the
Let
setups
them
with
play the
Apex,
hero.
because that
I will
portal
be the
set
truth this
with that
world
sudden
desperately
mobility that is
needs.
given to the heroes as they exit a portal will be really, it'll be favorable for Terizla to land a penalty flicker zone in. And dude, just imagine how fast this Roger is gonna be from mid game. Like if he has his Thunderbelt, he has his boots,
Mm-hmm.
he has his Ice Retry, okay, he has
Uh-huh.
his Rogers S2 passive on the Lycan form. He will get, if he's on a killing spree, he gets that
Command
passive of a kill,
confirmed.
the Ice Retry
Wando
kill, and the
online.
passive movement speed from Angela's skills.
he will be running around from bot to mid, the mid to top lane in
It is
few
in
seconds.
despair that I
And with
see the
that, looks like
fondest
Radium will
hope.
be locking down Nathan. Oh, look at that. Nathan versus a Moscow. So far, I have been seeing Luhan on that Nathan, trying getting that maniacs and on almost getting a savage in this tournament, but looks like it will be going down in the hands of Radium this time.
And the final picks on the side of Celsius is that Grok with his wild charge and the Black Dragon Yuzong himself running that Exorcist skin. A really neat look, if I must say. And that Nathan picked up by Radium. Yeah, Celsius tried to remove as many burst magic damage as possible because it's really hard for a Grok to deal with such, and it'll be really annoying for him to itemize against it in the early game because there's already a Chip and an
Welcome to
Angela.
Mobile
But they
Legends!
weren't able to completely succeed as the Nathan was stolen
5
away.
seconds till the enemy
And right
reaches
now
the
we're
battle.
marching into the land of
Smash
Dawn.
them!
Both junglers moving towards their camps, towards the blue buff, getting a little peel from their teams. And who do you think will be the win condition for Celsius?
They really have to take this Roger down at any point of the game, because the Roger will be the one trying to dish out the damage, and also the support coming in from Chip. And with the shortcut, that would be the most crucial play. Looks like Apex is already on to Super IM, and he's just zoning him out. He's just trying to get the passive damage, and also from the skill one. Oh, with that, look at Asuna as well. He has been annoying that Grok. Grok has been rendered with 50% of his HP taken off already.
Exactly, people underestimate the damage. And look, that Grok's flicker has already been baited. Right now, Mirio is there in the mid lane, coming in with that support. And that Grok's wall was key, but one flicker in by Asuna, and the kill is secured. First blood already taken. A double kill picked up by Apex as two people fall down on from Celsius's side, and it's barely been a minute into this game. Look at Asuna, how cheekily he's trying to pick up that recall over there. Nox picking up a flicker. He misses the skills, but luckily
Killing
0-2 is there.
spree!
And right as I speak, Apex picks up another kill onto this Xbor. Oh, sorry, onto the Yuzong, and finally he gets shut down. What kind of roamer is this,
Oh my
man?
god.
And
We are not even like 5 minutes into the game and he already has 3 kills. Look at that.
And look at the top lane, that while we like Apex was wreaking havoc on the mid lane, Borg, the Luhan was left all alone at top side, and this Radium and Jay took full advantage, melting that turret shield and nearly picking up a kill onto Luhan himself. And he was forced to actually, use out his flicker to just survive.
Oh, that's true. Looks like the turtle will be starting, and looks like 0-2 gets his buff safely, even though there was a small invade
And
coming in by
look at the bot
Apex.
side. I think that's a really great outplay from Life is Meme. As right now he's baited out Mirio, and 2 kills picked up by Celsius as he needed a much needed kill to even the score. Apex falls for the second time in this match, and Mirio falls too, marking his first death in this game. And right now 0-2 is on to this turtle. Jay is ready for a contest. Angela's hard guard pop, Frigid Glacier used. Jay dashes out of it. Will he be able to land his red tree? And the red tree is successful. Black Dragon form diving onto Jay. He is right there, popping in the poke, but the heals are just too much. And he teleports in with the super. The shortcut. He goes in. And right now, Super Rim is really low. Apex is there to give a follow-up, but he does not get the kill. Penalty zone there, lands it onto the Yuzong. Will the damage be enough to poke him out? And I think not, as Super Rim, along with his team, gets a kill onto Mirio once again.
Oh my god, look at that. It's just the early game and there's so much happening already. And did you guys just see how Roger escaped? That was such a close call, even with the hard guard. Oh, looks like there is some trouble going on. That's the Lycan Pounce coming in. He is
What
in the
beautiful
turret.
nature shot! Dude, what was
Oh
that?
my god.
That was something else.
Killing spree!
Looks like it will be a killing spree for that Aurora. Aurora is not a killing spree for Aurora, but the stuns coming in for her gets a kill. Oh, that's the another penalty zone coming in on to that Yuzhong. Yuzhong is trying to be trying to escape, but looks like that's the petrify on him. With that, he goes down, and looks like the lanes will be going on. Taken on. Oh, there's the spear of misery onto that apex, but he will not be pinned because that was a little far away.
And right now, that bot getting poked down by the duo of Mirio and Jay, and it threatening him away from his own turret. As Jay like in form to chase him right in the frigid glacier, landing onto this Mirio, and he gets popped. Angela not getting the time to use hard guard. Meanwhile, Chip is there at the bot lane, uses his ult. Jay with the hard guard on Asuna, but double kill picked up by 0-2. And right now, the Black Dragon diving on that Lycan Pounce, landing in time. The Nature's Wild Charge used up, but Radium is there. The damage is too much, and it's 4 against 2 as a shutdown is picked up. This Aurora's all alone, and she falls. It is 4 people down on the side of Celsius as ABM are the winners of this team fight.
And also look at Luhan. While this was happening, he was in the top lane trying to push out the minions till the second level of the turret, but he was unsuccessful since Apex is already there with the chip and with the teleport that he can get into there on time. And with that, the mid lane a little bit more than the 50% of HP will be taken down by the minions. Looks like the turtle is up, and again it is going to be a battle of retribution between the Xbox and as well as the Roger. Will oh, there is that second skill coming in. The Lycan pounce onto that Grok, and Grok goes down. With that, they all proceed towards the turtle, and there's a shortcut in the top lane. Looks like Luhan is in trouble. Then that's the killing spree for that Roger.
And right now, we're not seeing the hard guard too much onto Jay. It's actually being used more on Apex or Mirio with how aggressively they're playing. It feels like Apex is the one jungling. Right as we speak, a 2-man penalty zone used up. The Firaga armor gets popped. The Borg is trying to disengage, but I don't think he will. And the beautiful wild charge, catching 2, but it's not enough as the hard guard pops out to Jay, and Jay walks out, securing a kill onto 0-2 and this Yuzong. And right now, Jay again nearly threatening Super Im's life, and he is forced to escape onto his Aegis to, heal up from this fountain. And dude, the map control is completely in the side of Apex and team. Super M is not getting to step out with that constant slows and poke from this Chip and Angela. How will they make it? Will they make a comeback right now? What do you think?
Look at that. That was just the chip trying to get the damage onto that Moscow. Moscow trying to get HP back. Coming back to your question. Oh, there's the penalty zone in the middle lane onto the Grok, and as well as the Aurora. It looks like he will be freezed, but there is more coming in. Looks like Grok is in trouble. Goes down in the hands of Radium. Radium gets a shutdown there, and there's the Moscow also getting a shutdown. Oh, wait a minute, the shortcut being popped up, and looks like the hard guard will be used onto Jay, and he will be rendered in low HP.
And dude, that was really great. That Grok has been on point despite the amount of poke. He's been key in these team fights, constantly interrupting and securing a kill at least on one key target of ABM, which is why they're still in the team fight and this game is not already over. And now Chip has picked up the Dom Eyes, so the Yuzong, and the Moscow have to be a lot more careful while they dive in. And the hard guard has been so clutch right now to keep Jay alive, because if it was not for that hard guard, that Aurora stun, using her S1 S2, the S2 combo would have probably killed Jay, giving them a much needed kill. But meanwhile, is it gonna be a death bush at the bot side, or is just Chip trying to find a shortcut right now? Look at Apex just trying to you know find an opportunity.
That's right. Maybe he's just trying to go back in the top lane as the Lord is up. This is the level one Lord. As soon as possible, they really want the map control towards the Lord area as well. Looks like the Grok and as well as the Yuzhong, they are waiting out in that bush, just waiting if that chip will be teleporting. And if wait a minute, looks like they will be moving down from that. And with that, Roger onto the Lord along with Mirio, the Terizla. Wait a minute, there's a conceal play and the flicker coming in, the shortcut coming in the bot lane. That looks like Luhan is in trouble. Wait a minute, but he survives. He survives that even though there was a three-man gang coming in. The Firaga Armor beam popped out of the Xbox. There's that Roger getting a kill onto that Grok in the mid lane along with the kill. That is another kill for Roger. It was a double kill. Looks like Aurora is in trouble. Uses flicker trying to go out and she survives. It looks like the turret will be going down in the bot lane in the hands of Roger.
And dude, that was just something else. In fact, it is actually really impressive how Luhan and Ox survived when their three frontliners couldn't, because of how much damage is being dealt. And you saw that hard guard, that Nathan was about to die. But Asuna's hard guard just gave him more shield than he has HP on him.
That's right. That it is just because of Angela that Jay and as well as Radium are surviving. Even the Terizla, because of Terizla being the front liner of the team. Oh, looks like there is another Lord play coming in. They are going in for the Lord. Looks like Radium as well as Jay already on. There's a spear of misery connecting on to that Roger, but looks like that was such a close call, and that won't be the game for them. That won't be the Lord for them. With that, they are forced to defend it now. While there are five turrets down from every single lane, they will have to defend this out very well.
And in terms of defense, they're only lane clear. Long Lord Melt would come from this Exborg and Moscow, but both of them will probably be really heavily pressured by Chip, whose flicker will be back within the next few seconds. Asuna has his hard guard, all the ults up for these teams, and they'll have to be really careful, Celsius, because they're at a gold lead at a gold deficit of nearly 10k. And right now that Mirio is hunting for a play. I can see him. He's thirsty for that set. Right now Apex using his flicker in. The portal dropped right in the middle, but nobody uses that portal and Apex falls because none of the inhibitors are down in this fight. I think he expected his team would be able to siege down these inhibitors, but that lane clear from Celsius was key in ensuring that this would not happen.
As soon as Chip popped that shortcut, there was that Moscow clearing it out. Maybe we are seeing something in the jungle area of Xbox. Oh, never mind. Looks like they will be disbanded. The Asuna as well as Mirio, they are both trying to get the map control. Looks like Xborg will be rendered helpless a little because he's just trying to farm his creeps. He's just trying to get the farm up of his team. And Mirio already on his back, trying to annoy him, trying to get the red buff. Look at him. He is just there. He's just trying to get the red buff. But looks like a 0-2 will be getting that red buff.
And right now Celsius just needs to be patient, and but at the same time they don't have much in the name of late game. They have that Moscow, but that is about it. The other heroes kind of fall off in the late. Yuzong is always evergreen as a hero. They have the CC, but in terms of damage it is a little lacking on the side, because even Nox is forced to make the this divine glaive instantly, but I don't think it was that necessary because only Jay is the one who needs a divine glaive. But maybe they just want to ensure that Jay falls, because if this Roger falls, they will not have enough to siege down. Just the Nathan alone will probably not be able to siege, with Aurora making sure he is zoned out. And I guess ABM is waiting for that Lord, as Jay is just hovering around trying to find something on the map. Both the lanes are frozen, and only the mid lane turret is giving a little farm. And right now Chip is right there searching for something. Are they trying to bait out? Because I don't feel like ABM wants to wait till the Lord. They just want to end this game with a Chip's play. And Chip is near the portal. Will he make a huge play? He is searching, he is hunting for that portal. He's hovering right there, waiting for them to, extend just a little more so he can drop that portal in. He still has his flicker, by the way. And look, the chip is right there. Conceal play pop. He is catching. He's dropped his portal down. JS drove in deep inside. A two-man catch of the wild charge. The Black Dragon formed used defensively, but he's going to get chipped out. The chip taking a double kill onto Nox. Emilio picking up a super kill onto Super Imp. And with that, Borg is left alone with the Luhan. And right now, it is just a single cannon minion. Will it be enough? Yes. Oh, beautiful stun, but that shield is just a little too much. Look at how much damage this chip is giving. And Chip's immortality popped. Mirio's tanking the turret for his teammate. And I think it's game over. Luhan is all alone against the world. And with that, the Aegis has been sieged down by ABM. And Arao Beta will qualify into our semi-finals.
Oh my god, what a team fight! It was just one shortcut play coming in, the concealed shortcut play completely turning the tables. Looks like Jay will home the MVP with the score of 6-1-10. Look at him. I'm pretty sure his Skype user stacks are up, even the stacks coming in from the Thunder. But did you just see how he chased down that Moscow at the very last till the crystal? That was pretty impressive. ABM had their mind focused already on ending the game. With that, they did manage to end the game.
And like, despite the KDAs showing otherwise, Celsius actually did a really great job, especially that Grok. Trying to give in. Like, he was the reason this game lasted for this long. But yeah, and with this, the game, this series draws to an end. Viewers, please like the stream, share it with other, subscribe to the channel, and call some more of your friends over. We'll be having another match tomorrow for you. These are your casters, Baldudu and Peachy, signing off. Stay tuned for more tomorrow.